Whoa now, whoa now, whoa now. Welcome back to the Black Alpha, your boy, Brother Kush. On this one here, part 3, I want to talk about, I'm going to continue on with the 5 myths of long-term relationships debunked. And now, before I get into it, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon to receive notifications when I drop more videos. Don't hit the bell icon, you won't be notified. I do not trigger the algorithm. YouTube does not like me. My channel is shadow banned. Trust me, it's shadow banned. And participate in the channel somehow. Go into the comment section, leave an emoji. You don't have to always leave words. Leave an emoji, something to help the channel, help the algorithm, help the people get out there, right? So let's get started. Let's go straight to the desktop and let's get it right into it. So as I did with the previous 2 videos, I'm gonna read this top part right here, the caption, the highlighted part. I'm gonna read that, and then we're gonna go to number 3. So 5 myths about long-term relationships debunked. When it comes to long-term relationships, we are faced with all sorts of unrealistic expectations. An unrealistic expectation is for somebody to come into your life and make you happy, be your all-in-all savior. It's not going to happen, right? It's not going to happen. Nobody is going to walk into your life and be your happy piece. That's not their job. That's not their role. My role is not to make my wife happy. We didn't get together so that I can make her happy and she can make me happy. The happiness comes from having a fulfilling relationship. It is a consequence of the relationship. It is a byproduct of the relationship. Happiness is not the goal of the relationship. It is not the object of the relationship. Now, I know a lot of y'all red pill type dudes say, I know it's not. You're supposed to get together for, to have family, or you're supposed to get together to share bills. I don't know. Y'all think transactionally. You don't enter relationships for transactional reasons. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that the happiness is a byproduct of a nice, peaceful, harmonious relationship. That's what that is. So that's what you seek out, right? When you get with somebody, you let things go where it goes, and you let it build as it builds. You let it progress as it progresses. You don't put no pressure on it. You don't try to force it. You let things do what it do. And if it's right, you'll be happy, right? If it's wrong, you'll be miserable. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the facts of it. So part of the unrealistic expectation that I see a lot of times is in how we view the actual reason why you enter relationships. So the men, black women particularly, have one set of beliefs as the way they see why they get a man. And unfortunately now black men have another belief system as to why they get a woman. And both of y'all wrong. Both of y'all wrong. We link up as heterosexual males and females because that is just our nature. We are driven to do that. And what we try to do, since we're driven to do it, we try to find, well, not try to find. Since we're driven to do it, we get with people, and the easiest person for us to travel with and stay with is the person that we travel with and stay with. That's the best way I can say it. The easiest person for us to travel with and stay with, we travel with and stay with. And this is why you see sometimes couples that look like mismatches. You might see a extremely good-looking dude with a not so good-looking woman, or extremely bad good-looking chick with a not so good-looking man. Because it's not really about all that in the end. It's a journey. It's a travel. So you're looking for the easy. It's electricity. Relationships are just like electricity. You find the easiest path. The least resistance. That's what you're looking for. The least resistance to peace. The least resistance to harmony, the least resistance to tranquility, the least resistance to whatever you can think of, right? But you're not getting there for money, you're not getting there for social status, you're not doing it for children. Children are a byproduct of it. Oh boy, y'all didn't hear me. So anyway, let's get back to it. Number 3, having arguments is a red flag. Now remember, these are supposed to be things that are not true. These are things that is believed and not true. Number 1 that I mentioned, having different beliefs will ruin your relationship. I told y'all that is true. I don't know who this person is. They confuse beliefs with opinions. They're not the same thing. They're not the same thing, people. Different beliefs is a nightmare. You cannot get with a person that's an ideologue. Number 3, having arguments is a red flag. Fights between two people can be very upsetting. But the most important thing here is not the arguments you have, but how you resolve them. Couples who never fight could be repressing their anger and resentment, which can lead to bigger problems down the road. The key is to learn how to argue constructively. This means being respectful to each other, be respectful of each other, and trying to resolve the issue instead of just going on the attack. By managing to do this, it can actually strengthen your relationship. And although most people who argue want to win the battle, trying to find a solution that works well for both sides is always the best outcome. Now, let me stop there. Let's start from the top. Arguments being a red flag. That is true. That's not a myth. That's not a myth. If you're arguing, again, we're not talking about a different in perception, a different in perspective, a different in opinion. We're not talking about that. We talk about arguing. If you find yourself arguing, that is bad. In my 25 plus years with this woman that I'm traveling right now, we never really argue. Now I say really because it's not like we don't have every blue moon. It's not like we don't have a difference of something going on. But the number of times that have happened in the 25 plus years is probably 10 times. Because we just don't argue. Truth be told, arguing is not normal, people. If everybody, listen, it's like car accidents. Oh, but I'm about to drop some signs on y'all. It's like car accidents. When you see a car accident, right, you know that somebody did something that they just was not supposed to do. They drifted out of their lane. They turned wide. They ran a red light. They ran a stop sign. They did something that they wasn't supposed to do, because if you stay in your lane, in your respective lane, you should never clash. Well, life is the same way. If you and that woman stay in your lanes, in your respective lanes, y'all won't clash. So if y'all clashing, that means somebody is swerving. Somebody is doing something that they should not be doing. Arguing is a red flag. It is. That is not a myth. That's true. Arguing is a red flag. They say fights between people can be very upsetting, but most important here is not the arguments you have, but how you resolve them. Well, that's the problem. You don't really resolve arguments. Especially as the article goes on to say later that both people trying to win. If you got somebody that have a difference in some kind of understanding that they kind of stuck on, that could turn into an argument. If one of y'all right, one of y'all wrong, and the one that's right trying to explain to the other one that they're wrong, that can turn into an argument. Now, the only way you can resolve that is if the person is willing to say, oh, okay, I see what you're saying, I stand corrected. But when you got somebody that ain't trying to be corrected, like most black women are, like most black men are, you got a problem. You got a problem. So it's not so much how you resolve, because you can't resolve arguments with somebody who ain't seeking a resolution that require them to admit that they were wrong. I'm telling you, Brother Kush, the baddest dude on this stuff, bro. Look, y'all don't need no psychologists, nothing like that, no sociologists. I can do all this for y'all, man. If I don't know nothing else, I know people. And in fact, ask my wife how long I've been telling her that since we met. Ask any of my exes how long I've been saying it since we met. If I don't know nothing else, I know people. I know people. You know what I'm saying? So you can't resolve an argument. So if you start arguing and immediately you see that this person wants to be right even when they're wrong, even if they say okay, and you could tell they said okay because they just don't want it to escalate any further, but they're not changing the way they see it, there's no resolution. That's not a resolution, people. That's just a walk away. That's a stalemate of sorts. You're gonna have that problem again. You're gonna find yourself in that argument over and over again because there is no resolution to it. So that is a red flag. Now, he said couples who never fight could be repressing their anger and resentment, which can lead to bigger problems down the road. That's not true either. It's true, but it's not true. And let Brother Kush explain this here. Not fighting is normal. See, that's the problem. They make it sound like fights are normal. Not fighting is normal. Do you know how hard it is for you to get in a fight with me? I don't fuck with nobody. I'm from New Orleans. If you don't fuck with me, I won't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with nobody. I don't fuck with you, so you better not fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with nobody. So for us to clash to the point where we come to blows or we start clapping, you gotta do something to me. You gotta want that shit. You gotta want it. One of us gotta want it. And since I'm not cut like that, it's gotta be you. So if you see me on the news one day, shackled up, man, because I had to put some iron on some nigga, you know he had to fuck with Kush. And he had to do it in a way where he wasn't stopping until Kush made him stop. Because that's the problem with the world we live in. People have no understanding of boundaries and consequence. Too many people don't think the consequences are real because they figure like they're protected by the fear of prison. They know the other person not gonna want to get arrested. The other person not gonna have their life ruined. So they use that to their advantage, to mess with people and pick on people and push people. But they're gonna run across one day somebody that's gonna snap and not gonna care. That's what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? So fighting is not normal. It takes a lot for two strangers to fight. It takes a lot for two people that have sex to fight. I know there's a thin line between love and hate, but that's only because one of the people is using the connection of love as a weapon, as leverage. One of them is trying to use that as leverage. And they're causing conflict by way of understanding that that person loves me, so I'm going to abuse that person. They're seeking to abuse them. And a lot of times if they can't abuse them philosophically or emotionally or whatever, it turns physical. And that's the problem. That's why the love and hate line, is there. But truth of the matter is, man, fighting is not normal. Fighting is not normal, man. I tell every woman I've ever met, man, me and you ain't got no reason to be fighting. None. Because I'm not the type of dude that's gonna be in your business and everything you touch. I don't go through that shit, you know what I'm saying? My wife's space is her spaces. You know what I'm saying? We don't even have the same bathroom. We both got our own bathroom. I don't go in her bathroom opening up her closets, looking all through her shit. She don't go in my bathroom looking. So we got no reason to ever clash. Chaotic type people often find themselves always in fights. It's fighting is not normal. But if you got somebody with unrealistic expectations on you, let me go back to that. As you see right at the top, when it comes to long-term relationships, we are faced with all sorts of unrealistic expectations. That is usually the source of every argument and conflict. That's it. Somebody expecting you to behave a certain way that's counter to your own nature or your own characteristics. Or you expecting the woman to behave in a certain, move in a certain way that's counter to her own nature and characteristics. Instead of just sitting back and letting the other person, both of y'all, let the other person be who they are, and if it's not something that you can deal with, peacefully and politely depart. That's how you handle that. That's how you handle that. That's how you handle it. So fighting is not normal, people. Anybody who tell you that every couple fights, nah, man, fighting is not normal. I can guarantee you that most of the long-term couples that I see on a day-to-day basis, they don't fight. First of all, your woman should not even have that kind of energy to try to match back at you. And if you're a tyrant and constantly attacking a nice, mild-mannered woman, you don't deserve her. She need to wait till you go to work one day, pack up and leave your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't need the stress. She don't need that kind of bullshit in her life, and you don't need no woman that's trying to challenge you on everything in your life. You know what I'm saying? So fighting is not normal. Fighting is a sign of dysfunction. Yes, fighting is a sign of dysfunction because a person is going to show you who they are sooner or later. And when they show you, you accept exactly what you see. So fighting is not natural. Don't let nobody tell you that. Any woman that wants to be all up in your face, don't mess with her. Any dude that seems like he snaps and fly off at the handle, and I know this channel is mainly for men. So brother, if you like that, check yourself. If that's the kind of man you are, go into your little meditation zone or whatever, man. Get yourself together, bro, because that's not how to be. That's not how to be. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to rule no woman. If a woman likes you, bro, she's gonna act a certain way towards you. If she respects you and she likes you, she's gonna act a certain way towards you. You don't need to rule no woman. Too many of y'all are looking to rule a woman. You don't need to rule no woman. Just be a man, and the woman is gonna be a woman. So like I said about the lanes, now we going back to that again. Just be a man, the woman is gonna be a woman. If she's her and I'm me, we ain't got no reason to be, I ain't got no reason to be all over her shit, she got no reason to be all in my shit. So we ain't got no reason to clash. Oh, y'all never heard that before, bruh. Tell me the truth, bruh. Go into my comment section and be honest, but y'all never heard nobody explain this stuff like this before. Because most of these dudes have not been in a long-term relationship. They don't even understand what a long-term relationship is. They can't tell you how it works or what makes it work because they never been there. I can tell you exactly how it works because I got friends that are all married for more than 2 decades. Several friends, all my street dudes I ran with, all the ones that's still alive and free, all are married and been married for a while. You know what I'm saying? So, and all them dudes laid back. By all them dudes being gangster, they don't fuss with their wives. They all laid back. We all kind of similar. And it's odd because we all married. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of similar and we all married. We don't believe in all that clashing. First of all, when you come from our world, clashing, it has serious consequences. So we don't believe in all that chaos. You know what I'm saying? So y'all never heard nobody explaining stuff like that, man, because nobody can. That's why y'all come to the Alpha. Till next time, I'm out of here, man. I'm coming back with number 4 and then number 5, man. You know what I'm saying? I might take a break today and do them on another day. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm tired of talking to this camera. So I might continue on because I got to get it done. But anyway, this is what I do now. Till next time, I'm out of here, Brother Kush, a.k.a. the Black Elf. Salam.